Hearing this is saddening. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Today we're talking about a topic that was brought up due to my interaction with an individual yesterday. And I feel it's an important thing to talk about. It's not really necessarily prepping related, although it is. It saddens me when I hear this from people though. But first, before we get into the video, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up, share the videos, comment below, and if you feel like supporting the channel, which would be greatly appreciated, there's a little heart with thanks in it. That's called a super thanks. You can hit that, donate to the channel if you feel like helping us out. Like I said, it'd be very appreciated. But anyway, let's get on to what I'm talking about. Okay, so I was in a conversation with somebody yesterday, and we were talking about, like, you know, what we did. I was talking a little bit about, like, very, very generally speaking, about what kinds of my military experience. Because we were talking, started off the conversation with, he was asking me if I had a chance to teach this foraging class that I was going to do for this young men's activity for a group of young men, obviously. And I said, no, they were doing other things, and they were doing this, and then they were doing this and that and stuff like that. So I hadn't got around to it yet. But then he mentioned he was going hiking up in the mountains, and he saw this berry, looked like a raspberry or a blackberry type thing. Anyway, throughout the conversation, I figured out that it was a native blackberry, which grows close to the ground, has thinner vines, not the invasive European blackberry that most people think about. So he's like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know, you have a lot of knowledge in that area. I'm like, well, yeah, you know, I was a Boy Scout back in the days, and you know, military experience, survival training, stuff like that. So anyway, we started talking about careers and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I do this and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know. And then I said, you know, I got a lot of respect for people in that area. And he said, yeah, but I'm just a fill in the blank. I'm like, whoa, stop. But I'm just. That's what this video is about. That's what I want to talk about. Please don't ever say, but I am just. Because I'll tell you what, the line of work he does is vitally important. And there are chains, there are parts of the puzzle that all need to be there for things to work out. Like I told him, I said, please don't say that. I was like, when I talk to people in the military and, you know, we're talking a little bit about stuff, or, you know, even in the military, when I was in the military, and a guy would say, oh, well, I'm just, you know, but I'm just a supply guy. No, don't say that. It takes 20-ish people behind the signs, running supplies, cooking food, doing all kinds of things to support every boot on the ground out there. And every single one of those jobs is vitally important, because if they weren't, they wouldn't be there. Lots of jobs, even down to this person worked in the medical field. And I was like, no, it's like, but think about your job, and what if this happens and then you get to do this? And he's all like, oh yeah, good point. Have pride in your work. Have pride in whatever you do. Don't ever say, but I'm just. What you are is amazing. And whatever job you do, take pride in it. Even if you're a janitor in a high school or janitor in a hospital, for example, okay, if the janitor doesn't do his job, and then there's all these germs and bacteria and staph infection and stuff like that in the hospital, it's going to cause all kinds of problems, right? What about the person cooking the food in the hospital? Well, you got to eat, right? I mean, it's not about the fancy, you know, glorious jobs like the ER doctor, you know, the trauma surgeon, the brain surgeon, stuff like that. It's not about that. Take your job seriously. Make it the best you possibly can, because that's the way you succeed in life also, is by working hard and doing the best job you possibly can, no matter what it is you're doing. You ever seen that show, like, what is it, Dirty Jobs or something like that, or Nasty Job, I forget what it is, talking about all these just a lot of gross jobs that people have to do. But think about how vital they are. Think about people that work in the sewer systems or pump your septic or stuff like that. Think about how vital that is. What if they weren't there doing their jobs? What would the world look like? Okay, seriously. Yeah, don't downplay yourself. Don't also, be all egotistical and say, I'm so and so. That's not, there's no time, there's no place for that. Just be real, but definitely have pride in yourself. What you do is important. Yeah, like in the military roles, like I was saying, there are so many important roles, from the helicopter pilot that takes guys in and out, to the supply guy that's making sure that you have enough food on hand to eat while you're out on mission or on patrol or whatever it is. Also, what about the supply guys? You need those seeds out there on the battlefield, right? They're the guys that get it for you. What about the clerks that do your pay? Well, you got to have pay. You're out there doing the thing. That still needs to be deposited in your account so that your family back home can go to the grocery store and buy groceries, buy baby formula if they can find any. It's important. Every job is important. Take pride in what you do. Please don't ever say, but I'm just. We all have to do mundane jobs sometimes, I remember being a paper boy back in the day when I was just a kid, riding around my bicycle, delivering papers. That's still an important job. Every job is important. Pride in yourself and what you do is vitally important. Like I said, you don't need to be egotistical, but be proud of what you do, who you are, and the work you do. Because this builds morale. It also sets a good example for those around you. Sets a good example for your children to know that you're proud of what you do. That it's not just that you're, you drive a truck and pick up trash, pick up people's trash, garbage man. What if that didn't happen? It would suck, right? Yeah, it just bothers me. And I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because this is just one of those things that it really doesn't matter what you do. If you work hard and do an awesome, outstanding, the absolute best job you can do, give 110% at all times, you will succeed. And even if it is a job that may be not glorious or glamorous, but you are setting a precedent, you are building that work ethic within you to be successful. Talking about tribe, mutual assistance group. I would much rather have somebody in my tribe or trying to get into my tribe that is willing to work really hard, put in all the effort, and absolutely do their best. Bend over backwards, do everything they can, and has a teachable attitude so that they can learn, than somebody that may have one of these fancy jobs, like ER doctor, that is lazy, sits around, doesn't want to contribute. I'm an ER doctor. I'll hang out and stuff like that, until I'm needed. When SHTF happens, you guys are going to need me. So, no. True, that would be a very advantageous person to have in your mutual assistance group or part of your tribe. But it's not about that. It's about hard work and dedication. Very important. So not only are you building those skills, making that part of your life where you can be an asset to your group, to your family, setting a positive example to others, because no matter what you do, you're setting an example. But what kind of example are you setting? What kind of example do you want to be setting? I know I want to be setting a positive example for everyone around me as much as I possibly can. So remember these things, please. Redouble efforts to be the best you possibly can. Pride in yourself. These are all important. I know it's not like, tactical training, stockpiling food, stuff like that. But think about it. In a survival situation, somebody is willing to work hard, have pride in their work, and work to a level that they are proud of, meaning doing their absolute best. Those are the kind of people I want around me. So don't discount yourself. Don't downplay yourself, please. Have pride in what you do. I love you guys. just wanted to talk about this. I felt it was important to talk about. So have pride in yourself. Work hard. Set a positive example to others around you. Be a good person. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And blessings to you and yours.